Hello everyone, welcome back to my XCOM 2 guide. This is the second video in the series, and this one will be focused on the basics of the strategy layer of the game. Now, I'm recording this live right now, but I'm not sure yet what exact form this video will take because I don't know yet what is going to happen as I'm playing the game. The game is randomly generated to a very large extent. So I believe this video will be mostly clips of me doing things in the strategy layer in between missions, because in between each mission there's not all that much to do in the start of the game at least. Right, I think let's get on. So last video we had 2 soldiers reach a bond threshold. Um, Now, as you send different soldiers together on missions, they will have a parameter called cohesion. Um, and this cohesion meter will rise as you send these like pairs of soldiers together. And this cohesion is there's different cohesions for each different soldier that each soldier has been sent with. And as this cohesion increases, you will be getting potential bonds. And bonds are quite useful and can be quite powerful. When you bond 2 soldiers together, and then they will work together on a mission or a covert operation or something like that, they will get various bonuses and abilities. Now, the first bond level that we've just reached, all it really does is it gives a skill called teamwork, and all it really does is it lets one soldier give an action point to the other one. As far as I know, that's the only thing it does. So it's not all that useful, but once we do create the bond, and then keep sending these 2 soldiers together, there will be they will reach new bond thresholds, and there are a total of 3. Now you could sort of try to min-max over which soldier bonds with whom. There is a fair amount of control that you have over this because, well, you choose who soldiers get sent with together, and there's also a covert operation that lets you choose which 2 soldiers get to develop a bond. Now, I'm not really gonna be concerned with that because I just think it's more fun to just take the bonds as they go. So I'm gonna go ahead and bond these 2 guys. Now, there are several different things we can do on our base. This is the Avenger. This is our mobile operations center, essentially. So you can see that we're being called into the research labs. And we can start off with a research project. Now this little display here, this is not here by default. This is a mod. Well, I use it because like I've played the game so many times that it's not really a spoiler for me to know what research project unlocks what. I kind of just want to be able to see um, what different projects do. So we can start off with 4 different projects. Well, I always go for modular weapons first. I believe this is the sort of safest thing to do. There are, well, the reason why I do modular weapons is because this lets me put weapon upgrades on my weapons. And also it unlocks the research project magnetic weapons, which is going to be the first major weapons upgrade that we get. We have 3 tiers of firearms in the game. We have the ballistic ones, which are the basic ones that we have. We have the magnetic ones, and then we have plasma weapons at the end. And some people swear by rushing the plasma weapons and just only doing the research projects that are necessary for them. But I've never really tried this, so I can't really attest this. I usually just go for magnetic weapons first. I think it's safer, especially since the plasma ones can be pretty expensive and they cost some resources which can be hard to get early game. Now, once I start a research project, we can actually change the project. And as far as I know, if we swap the research, it's not going to cancel the progress that we've made so far on the current project, which is convenient. Now, another thing I sometimes like to do is, instead of rushing magnetic weapons, is to go for a mind shield as early as possible. And in order to do that, we have to research alien biotech and then do a sectoid autopsy. Mm. Now, mind shield is an item which you can put on a soldier, which grants them complete immunity to many different psychic attacks and sort of psychological status effects. But regardless of how well this goes, by the end of the first month, quote unquote, it's actually about 3 weeks, you will only be able to get one of them. So it's not a massive advantage, but it can be fun or interesting if you're struggling with the first retaliation mission. Right. Now, if we go down to engineering, here we can build various items. This is where we will be buying our upgrades and stuff, and various items. Mm. Now, before the second mission comes up, I always buy one flashbang grenade to take on the first mission. And the description of this item does not really do justice as to how much it can do. Because a flashbang grenade is a special type of a grenade with a very wide explosive radius. Now it deals no damage, but um, most enemies who aren't like robotic or otherwise psychic, they get disoriented, which is a status effect that decreases their mobility, highly decreases their aim, but most importantly, it disables many special skills and abilities that the enemies have. And so, yeah, like even throwing a grenade is going to be disabled on a disoriented unit. So disoriented soldiers, they can only really move, shoot, Overwatch, hunker down, right? These kind of, I don't even know if they can hunker down, to be honest, but another very useful thing is that it removes Overwatch. When you have enemies that are on Overwatch, you throw a flashbang, the Overwatch is going to be disabled. And also shooting and hitting enemies who are on Overwatch will also disable this. So I always buy one flashbang grenade for the second mission. Now, if you have the supplies and you wanna, like, if you feel like you need it, you might also wanna buy a medikit. I don't usually do this; it's a bit too expensive for me, but you could do this if you feel like you're struggling. A medikit, well, it's an item that can be used to heal a soldier. It does not completely prevent their wounds because when you heal a soldier back to full health and then the mission is over, they will still have to wait out um, time to heal. So it it does recover health of soldiers. Mm, it can also cleanse them of various status effects like poison or burning or whatever, right? Mm, it's not super practical on regular soldiers because you have to stand next to a soldier that you want to heal, but on specialists it can be very useful because specialists have these little flying robots, right? And when they level up once, they will unlock an ability called medical protocol or something like that, which makes this robot fly over to a soldier that you've selected and heal them without having to sort of run back and forth. Right. Now these little rectangles are the facilities on the base. Now we always start off with one empty slot and the rest are sort of covered in debris and stuff. So to start off with, we can only build one facility. In order to clear out this debris, we will need to get and recruit engineers and then have them excavate this. So, what should be the first facility? Well, there's two camps basically. Um, Half the community swears by Resistance Ring, and the other half swears by Guerrilla Tactics School. Now, I usually go for I believe the Tactics School just barely edges out the Resistance Ring when it comes to early game importance. But you can't really go wrong with either. So these two buildings, the Resistance Ring and the Guerrilla Tactics School, are the first two buildings that you should be getting. And the reason for that is that Guerrilla Tactics School lets you buy different upgrades, basically. Mm, they just flatly increase the effectiveness of your soldiers. The most important upgrade you can buy is the squad size upgrade. We start off with only being able to field 4 soldiers, but we can upgrade it once to 5 and one more time to 6. And this is really important to get ASAP. The resistance ring lets you send soldiers on covert actions. And the reason why this is useful is not only because completing the covert action gives you some very powerful benefits, but also it can permanently increase different attributes of your soldiers. It can increase their health, it can increase their mobility, it can promote them, and this is permanent. Um, so this is really good as well. But the reason why I go for this tactics school first is because the resistance ring has a lot of random variability on what actions you get and what bonuses you get from the actions. And the tactics school is just always going to be the same. So this is the one I usually build first. And we could also stuff an engineer here to make this thing build twice as fast, but we don't have one. So that's about all we can do for now. We can click on like living quarters, um, commander's quarters, and you get some like information stuff you've discovered. And in the armory you get you have your soldiers, you can recruit new rookies for money. We've got the memorial where you have dead people. Right, so once you've done everything you want, you can go to the bridge. And now, I'm gonna click not now just to explain a bit what's going on. So this is the geoscape, this is the world. And the way we pass time is that we fly to various places on the Earth and then scan the place and we get various benefits. So we can see we started with the Reapers, that's why we have access to the Reaper HQ. And once we unlock the other two, we can sort of go and scan at any of these three bases. It's not usually worth it though, because we have these, I think rumors is what they're called. And these are places we can go and fly to scan, and then we get various good things. So we started off and this one is supplies, so that's not too important, but other rewards for scans include engineers, scientists, right? Those are things you really want to get. And if you get those early, they will be of benefit for the rest of the game. So this is the only place this is the only rumor we have to scan. So I'm gonna go there. And when you start off the game, the first rumor is guaranteed to be, well, we're guaranteed to have enough time to finish the scan before the next mission appears. And also, this research project is complete. So I could go for magnetic weapons right now. Now this time might seem a bit shocking. And it might seem like, wow, that's just it's not worth it to just wait so long to get this project done. But the thing is, as we get more scientists, this process will accelerate. And like the other projects, they're shorter, but the benefit of them are not so great. The best thing that could happen to our soldiers in the field right now is if they got more powerful weapons, which could, for example, potentially one-shot the enemies we're fighting with right now. But also, even in the first and second month, we will be getting significantly more enemy types, which have significantly more health than what we're fighting right now. So it's really important to get this as fast as possible. So that's what I usually do. I usually go for modular weapons and then magnetic weapons. But if you feel like that's too meta or boring, then um, I would recommend going for alien biotech because it unlocks the ability to autopsy all the various enemies in the game. Um, yeah. Hybrid materials is something we will need to get done because it unlocks the first armor upgrade, but it's more important to be more lethal than it is to be more tenacious. That's what I believe anyway. So I'm gonna go for mag weapons. And then go, well, you could also click out and click on the bridge, but you also have this little icon here, which lets you jump straight back to the geoscape. And these are the supplies we got. And we're also getting another rumor, which will give us rookies. This is not ideal, like these rewards are not fantastic, but we don't really have a choice right now. And we just got wind of the second mission in the game. So this is a type of mission called Guerrilla Op. And as we unlock new regions, we will get more options for these missions. Basically, when this mission appears, we will have up to 3 different options with different objectives, different rewards for each of them, and different difficulty potentially. We start off with one option, and the reward is always going to be the same for the first one. It's going to be an engineer. Now, this is part of the reason why I go for the tactics school first. It's because, well, I don't usually do this. If I fail this second mission, I usually just restart the campaign. But if you want to stick with it, then you don't know when the next opportunity for an engineer is going to come. So potentially you might be stuck with just one slot for a facility for a significant time. And so personally, I would rather be stuck with the guerrilla tactics school than I would with the resistance train. So let's go to this mission. Now I'm going to prepare my soldiers, but I believe I'm going to cut away and cut back when I'm done with the mission because this video is about strategy layer. Hmm. So what? Well, these 2 soldiers are wounded, so I have to get at least 2 rookies. Hmm. I'm gonna look what their wills are. This one is 37, so... And this one is 40... This one's 46. I might go for this one. Well, his suit is messed up. That's not what I said his suit is as. I might have removed the mod or something. So I'm gonna put the flashbang grenade here. Now there is one sort of oddity that you will get if you have all the other DLCs as well, like that Tactical Legacy pack. And it's that you get these alternative variants of weapons. And these alternative variants, they have an upgrade already attached to them. But you cannot remove or change this upgrade. So you can when you start off playing, these weapons will actually be locked and you cannot use them. But once you go into the main menu and go into the Legacy Hub and complete, I think it's the first of the Legacy operations, you will unlock these alternative variants on weapons. And you might feel like it makes it a bit like unfair that you can do something outside of the campaign to give you a slight advantage, but it really is a very minor advantage. Like you can see, I can only put one upgrade. This is the only upgrade this weapon is ever going to have, and it's just a scope which increases aim by 5 percentage points. So it's not a big enough deal for me that I have a strong opinion on using them or not. I kind of just use them if I want to and don't use them if I don't want to. Now I'm actually gonna put this increased scope on this guy because he has 68 aim and this guy has 65 aim. So having even better accuracy on this guy would be better, I believe. Do I have any weapon upgrades? I do not. Okay. So I think that's about all for now. I'm gonna see you guys up later when I'm done with this mission. This would not have happened if I would have just thrown the bomb one tile to the left, because then the whole pod of troopers would be dead and not a problem. And then I would just have one pod to worry about. Well, we got a sharpshooter. That's nice. And another one. Yeah, piss off, man. I don't care about what you have to say. Right. Oh. Okie doke. So, when enemies get wounded, and sometimes I believe they don't even need to be really wounded, they have a chance of getting a negative trait, which usually is just chance to panic when X happens. We've got an engineer now, though, from the mission, so I could either choose to excavate something to build a new facility. Also, excavating will give me some rewards, some supplies here in this case. But I think getting this tactics school up and running ASAP is more important. Now you can see that we have power values for the Avenger. We are currently using 9 out of 15 available power. We cannot exceed this number. We will not be able to build new facilities because that's what consumes power. Building facilities is what consumes power. And then we will not be able to build more if we reach this cap. And in order to increase it, we can build power relays. However, before that happens, well, we started off with 6 power consumption, and I am building this guerrilla tactics school, which already consumes 3 more power. So we can build 2 more facilities before we reach this cap. And that's usually what I do. I usually just sort of excavate straight towards the first power coil, because if you build a power relay on this, it will give you more power than otherwise. So I usually just excavate and start building 3 different facilities. Then I go for this one and build one power relay here. Okay. That's about all well, we could buy like a medkit or something, but I think having grenades early game is a bit more important. Until the specialist ranks up and we get medical protocol, I wouldn't say it's worth it. Now this is going to be the next sort of story mission. In order to reach this mission, we have to contact this region, and then we can launch an assault on this black site. And this is, well, I would not recommend rushing it, because there are going to be some pretty strong enemies there. So, well, in a few days, well, actually not days. Soon enough, we're gonna be seeing something called the Avatar Project, and I'm going to explain more of this when it comes up, but once the Avatar Project is almost complete, that's usually when I go for this mission. Now we have a choice of going for either the Rookies rumor or the Supplies rumor. And you can see that these rumors will expire and disappear if we don't investigate them for some time. Now this expiration timer resets when you fly there and scan them for any amount of time. So if you really want to save a rumor from disappearing, you can just fly there, you can scan there for like 1 second, just like double click on it and then fly somewhere else, wherever it is you want to go. So I think the supplies are going to be a bit more useful for now, because then I will be able to build the resistance ring. Well, I will actually be able to build it even without this. But, well, who knows? I might need the supplies for something. I have plenty of rookies for now, so until I get the GTS up and running, the rookies are not gonna be all that useful, because secondary usage of the GTS is that you can train rookies there as specific classes. And it takes some time for them to train, and they become a squaddy. So, like the first rank up of this specific class that you choose. So, once you get the GTS up and running, you're gonna want to just put all your rookies through it, so that you already have various classes. Now, in the first month or 3-week period, there's always going to be 4 missions, including Gatecrasher, and this is the third one. And this third mission is going to be guaranteed to have a sitrep of either Lost or the Horde. And both of these sitreps make Lost enemies appear in the mission, which are basically zombies. They work a bit differently to normal units. Now this type of mission can be pretty difficult. It can get quite chaotic, because the Horde sitrep makes it so that there's only Lost in the mission, but the Lost sitrep means that there's both Advent and Lost. And the Lost are like a third faction. Well, they're not really a faction, but they work like a third team, sort of, and they're hostile to both XCOM and Advent. So things can get really chaotic, really unpredictable, really sort of just weird random things happening. But it can be kind of fun, and the rewards are good. We do get a scientist, that's the main objective, and then if we manage to rescue 2 more survivors, then we're also going to be able to get these soldiers. So I'm going to go fly there and go for the mission. You can click on unequipped barracks, and this will automatically. Wow, what happened here? Some weird camera bug. This will unequip any special items from the equipment of people who are not selected in this selection. But okay, I'm gonna have to pick one, well, two rookies. I'm gonna pick the ones with the highest will, so these guys. So once I click this, I got the special weapons and the grenade to use. I'm gonna put the scatter gun on the ranger, and the special assault rifle on one of these guys, and the flashbang. Now, there are, like I said, there are 4 missions on the first month, quote unquote. And I would highly recommend getting your faction soldier and using them on the 4th mission, which is a retaliation mission. But you can see there is this fatigue system in the game, in War of the Chosen, which decreases the wills of soldiers as they go on missions, and they will eventually become tired. Now I would not recommend bringing tired soldiers to missions. The way it works is pretty complex. I'm not gonna go explaining everything, but I would not recommend doing it unless you really need to. And if you do bring your faction soldiers on the first 3 missions, then you will be unable to bring them on the 4th mission as well, because they will be tired. So since he has been on each of the 2 missions so far, I'm going to sit him out for now so that I can bring him on the retaliation mission. So I'm actually gonna bring 3 rookies, which is a bit scary, but another ranger. Okay, now my ranger just leveled up, and out of these 2 skills, I would recommend picking Blade Master. Phantom is... it's not bad. Speccing the ranger into a scout is not bad, but the problem with this skill category is that in War of the Chosen we have Reapers, which are just far better scouts than Rangers could ever be. So I usually like speccing them into movement, aggression, sword attacks. Got another specialist, the grenadier, and the scientist, and some intel. So these guys, oh, they did not get promotions. Okay, what day is it? 8 days until the last mission. So out of these rewards, well, the supplies is just 1 day remaining, so I think I'm gonna grab the supplies and then go for the engineer. Because engineers are very... you just need as many engineers as you can early game. And let's go for the engineer now. Okay, good. Got the tactics school. Now I need a sergeant rank soldier to buy the first squad size upgrade. But that's fine. We can now start training rookies as specific classes. So let's see who I'm missing the most. I have 1, 2 rangers, 1, 2 specialists, 1, 2, 3, 4 grenadiers, and then just 1 sharpshooter. So I am going to spec someone into a sharpshooter.
Nothing on the local comms.
Okay,
Advent.
this cutscene is for the first retaliation mission. And this mission can be really bad. It can get really tough, and it can just result in a squad wipe, or it could also be really easy. It's basically just RNG, really. So, what I would, well, my attitude when I play this game on the hardest difficulty is that the first mission, the first month is a write-off until I get to this mission, and this is like a sort of skill check and RNG check. Um, this mission will verify if the campaign is even worth playing, because it can get really gnarly. Can I get a ranger? No, they're either both of them are wounded. Okay, let's get 2 grenadiers instead then. Like that's fine. I don't. What can I put on this laser? Ooh, superior laser sight. Where did I get this? So weapon upgrades come in 3 tiers. You have just upgrade, advanced upgrade, and then you have superior upgrade. And the difference between these tiers is just that they're better than the basic variants. So I would like to put this superior laser sight, was it? Yeah. Laser sights increase crit chance, so I want this on the shotgun ideally, not really on the Reaper's rifle. The repeater has a chance for an instant kill. That would be good to put on a Reaper's rifle, but not yet. So, I'm going to give this. Who has the higher aim? He has 67, but they have the same aim. I'm gonna give Duke Nukem the light machine gun, which has a stock upgrade, which deals 1 damage even if it's a miss. And I'm gonna give Demo Man the flashbang. Give a marksman rifle to my sniper. And give him an alternative pistol. These are just like reskins from a mod or something. So I might give him like the USB or something just for funsies. Now for this mission I am going to build a medkit and give it to my sniper, because I am really concerned, to be honest. And I guess I'm gonna put should I put the laser? No. I'm gonna give him the repeater. And I'm gonna save. Wait, when did we get an engineer? Oh yeah, when this was complete. Yeah, I should have started excavating immediately. The reason it's not good is because the Chosen will be able to do various things later on as the knowledge meter increases. Now for the Reaper, when he levels up, I am going to recommend getting Shrapnel, which makes the Claymore better. these, like this skill is pretty good, this skill is pretty good, but I think shrapnel is the most important to get early. And then for the grenadier, I'm gonna recommend getting shredder because it lets you shred armor with main attacks from your cannon. And the more civilians you save on this mission, the more you get an income bonus at the end of the month. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's the assassin. Okay, let's get that engineer. They're gonna be pretty helpful. Now I have a sergeant now, so I can go and buy the squad size upgrade. Now the only thing I can do with my engineer, my new engineer, is to just excavate this place. Ooh, 100 supplies. I thought it was cheaper, to be honest. I'm gonna need some supplies, but that's fine. We're getting a supply drop soon. Now, you can see there is an expiration timer. I think I explained this already, actually. So I'm gonna go and just tag this rumor so that it doesn't disappear. Then I'm gonna go for the supplies because I need the supplies for the squad size upgrade. And that's the end of the month. This is my income, this is the chosen knowledge, and this is what the chosen will try to do this month. These are dark events, which it's something that can happen during the next month, and then we will be getting missions to try to stop these from happening because these are things that are good for Advent and not, um, well, they're good for Advent, which is bad for me. And these are resistance orders. We can pick a resistance order, which is like a bonus. It's like a small bonus. I don't really know how else to describe it. We're gonna be getting more slots for these bonuses. As the time goes on, we unlock more factions, we get more influence. We can change these orders at the end of each month, and they will take an effect for the next month. Both of these bonuses are not very useful for me. Uh, I might, I don't know. I guess I'll go for this one. I'm not really planning on contacting many regions this month, so this one might be a bit better. And these are the covert actions that I spoke of earlier. So if you don't have the resistance ring, you can choose one covert action to perform each month at the end of each month. And if you do have a resistance ring, you can always have one active covert action at a time. So you can start a new one as soon as the previous one ends. And so these are the options we have for now. This one's not all that useful for now. These Hunt the Chosen covert actions, they let us, well, they have two main bonuses. The first one is that it increases influence with the faction associated with this chosen, which means we get more resistance order slots. And the second one is that once we complete 3 of these covert action for one chosen, we will be able to attack them in their base and then permanently kill them. Because even if we killed that chosen on the resistance, the retaliation mission, mm, they are not permanently dead. They will come back eventually. So this will let us take them out permanently and get their gear, some of which is really good. But oh, I did not mean crap. I right clicked and that left the screen. I'm gonna go for this one because I really like the Templars and I want them. I'm gonna have to send out my Reaper though for 15 days. Yeah, I'm not doing that. How about this one? This one gives a bonus to hacking, so a specialist would be good, but I don't have any um, specialists available. Okay, fine. I'll just send out my grenadier to nuke him. But first I'm gonna strip him of his gun. Because those special weapons are unique. You can only have one of them. And if you lose it, then it's not coming back. And then just send out a rookie or something. Now the skirmishers are not my favorite faction. They are my least favorite of the three factions, but I can't really afford to send out my Reaper for now. So you can see we got the supply drop. This is how on the hardest difficulties we get supplies. We have to fly there and scan. And it takes 3 days to collect all of them, and every day we get like 1/3 of these supplies. So I am going to take that because I need supplies fast for the squad size upgrade. Good. So now I'm gonna go back and scan for these supplies. I don't know if that's necessary to be honest, but maybe rookies might be a better choice for now. Well, whatever. Okay, so we got another mission. This one's another guerrilla op, and this time, this mission will counter this dark event, and we get supplies as a reward. That's well, I actually don't think I need this many supplies, but I can't really change anything about that. So I actually think I'm gonna leave this episode off here because we got the squad size upgrade. That's the first like important thing to do in the strategy layer. There's not all that much in the start to do. I tried to just sort of introduce you to what the different things do here and how to go about it. Mm, I think I'm gonna leave this off here because the first month is over, so I kind of want to say the worst is behind us, but that might not be true. But if you do the things that I explained in this video, you will have the best chance of sort of going further into the game and doing well on the strategy layer. So thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you want to see more. The next two videos, I believe, are going to be more scripted. They're going to be advanced tips for the strategy and tactical layer, and they're going to be more scripted. They're going to sort of go over um, the scope for those videos will be the entire game basically. It's not just the start of the game. It's going to be the rest of the game. I'm going to try to teach you everything you're gonna, well, everything. The most important things to know across the entire game to succeed. When this excavation is done, I am going to build a resistance ring here. Like mentioned earlier, guerrilla tactics school and resistance ring. Uh, are the two buildings you should be getting first. Hmm. And that's the most important thing to take away from this video. The other one is to get magnetic weapons fast, but it's going to take a while. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.